Good afternoon. I'm Corey Jones with Safety Man Security Consulting. Corey, C-O-R-E-Y, at safetyman.co, or give me a call, 609-975-9275. At Safety Man Security Consulting, we do three things. We do active shooter and all hazards training. We can protect your business, your house of worship, your school, your daycare, any place you have a lot of people. We can give you a plan to help mitigate, protect, handle, and recover from an act of violence or any foreseen or unforeseen emergency. We also sell tasers. Tasers are legal in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, and Philadelphia. I'm a certified taser instructor. We can outfit you with a taser or stun gun to defend yourself, your coworkers, or your family. Finally, we are verbal judo instructors. There are only 11 verbal judo instructors in the United States, and I am one of them. Verbal judo is the act of de-escalating a situation where we can get our company mission accomplished with minimal or no violence. It looks good in the newspapers, it looks good on YouTube, and right now everyone's under a microscope. One of the things we want to do at Safety Man Security Consulting is get that business continuity going. Hopefully if you've had one of my classes, you've understood the concept of business continuity, but I'm going to give you a quick excerpt on it now, and hopefully we can work together in the future to get that business of continuity going for you. One thing we want to have is a robust emergency contact plan. We want to have a plan of everybody's primary, secondary, and tertiary means of communication, a phone number, a cell number, an email address, and a home address, and maybe even emergency contact. Some way we can let that person know it's not safe to report to work, or we need you to report to work because you're emergency or essential. We need that information, and we need it somewhere in the cloud, so if someone's not available, we can get a hold of that information. Finally, we want to establish best practices. In light of these new operating rules and procedures, we have to find out what's the best way to get your goals and objectives done in a way that's profitable for you, safe for the community, and is going to look good in the government's eyes. And speaking of goals and objectives, what are your goals and objectives? Are you a service industry? Are you a manufacturing industry? Are you a delivery industry? Or are you a preparation type industry? Find out, dollars and cents, what are your goals and objectives? What can you legally do? What can you physically do based on these new operating procedures? Finally, we have to determine who is essential and who is not essential, notify those people. Finally, see if we can give them an end game of when we can expect them to come back into the fold, if at all. Our essential people, we need to make sure that we're taking care of them, both financially and physically. If there's any PPE that they need, if there are special computer programs or locations that they can work so they can effectively do their job, we must provide them with that equipment. Now, there's going to be a lot of people laid off. They're saying upwards of 3 million people may be filing for unemployment in the next week or so. We need to do our best. We owe it to our employees to streamline that. So part of our team has to be compiling all that information, date of hire, last salary, sick time, benefits, and all that information to make it streamlined so the thousands of employees that are suddenly finding themselves without work can streamline that process and get a check from the government so they don't go behind on bills, lose a home, lose a car, or miss a payment on something important. So we want to work on getting those people how they're going to be terminated. Now, we might have people that are going to be terminated that aren't going to take it the right way. And Safety Man Security Consulting has a plan, and always had a plan, for having to terminate potentially violent or violent people. We can do that in a certain way. It involves a team effort. And I implore you to reach out to Safety Man Security Consulting so we can put that together to keep you safe, your employees safe, and to minimize the exposure for anyone in your business. We're also going to have a need for security. Remember, your business was operated 12, 18, maybe 24 hours a day. It is no longer like that. It may be operating with a skeleton crew. There may be corners being cut as far as who's in and who's out, new truckers, new delivery people, new missions, new ways of operations outside the normal. So for security, we want to make sure that we come in, we have training, and make sure everybody understands that they all wear that security hat. And security isn't just physical. Yes, it's making sure we set the alarm, we lock the doors, we're paying attention when we come to and leave from work. We're contacting the authorities if we see somebody suspicious. But we're also checking that IT security. Okay, we want to make sure that our passwords are robust, our firewalls are robust, and that anyone who's no longer with the company, we take that user key, that key fob, that password, and we shut all that down to make sure there can be no sabotage in the company. Finally, IT is physical and in your brain. You have to constantly be thinking, what can happen to minimize the likelihood that we can be successful? What could happen? Could we fall victim to a cyber attack? Could we fall victim to a burglary? Could we fall victim to some other method? So Safety Man Security Consulting can come in and train all your remaining employees on site or through a webinar to wear both hats, security and verbal judo de-escalation, dealing with customers and clients and former employees that aren't quite getting the idea that this is the new way of doing business. Safety Man Security Consulting, safetyman.co. My name is Corey. Be ready, be safe, be healthy.